Namaste everybody, welcome to meditation with me. I hope you're well. If you don't know me, my name is Amit and I'll be taking you through a very short, simple, guided meditation session. All you need is just to be comfortable, sit down in a environment that is perhaps a bit more conducive towards meditation, and if you have your japa beads, that's great. If you're not familiar with this word japa beads, that's completely fine. Just be present and you will have a nice time after 20 minutes or so. So let's get started. Just keeping your eyes gently closed, making yourself comfortable, relaxed, and we take some time to breathe. Our mind always needs an anchor, and we first train our mind to anchor itself with our breath. We become aware of our breathing. We inhale and we exhale. Inhaling long and deep breaths, bringing fresh oxygen to our body, and we exhale, bringing a sense of letting go, relaxing, settling in. One more time, inhaling long and deep breath and exhaling. We want to create some space. This is your time. This is the time, this 20 minutes or so. Take it easy. Drop all your responsibilities, drop all your thoughts, and be present. Take a moment, take time to breathe. Long and deep breaths. You know, and now we will introduce you to the practice of mantra meditation. I think most of you are familiar with this meditation. Our mind is like a naughty child, you know. My daughter, it reminds me always of my daughter. She's 7-year-old, and if I tell her to be quiet, it's very hard for her to do. But if I give her an activity to do, when she's engaged in it, automatically there is no sound coming from her. So similarly, your mind needs something to hold on to, and every time your mind holds on to something, whether it is job at hand, whether it's work, different pressures, stresses, anxieties. If you're a new mom, you're worried, your mind is always on your kid. But in this session, we'll focus our mind on this transcendental sound called mantra. Mantra is a sound vibration. By definition, mantra means man, means mind, and tra means to draw away. So the mantra is this sound vibration that draws our mind away from the challenges and stresses, and takes it to a place of deep inner peace and relaxation and happiness. So we'll add this mantra initially with our breath, with the practice of mantra breathing. So we'll be adding the mantra Go Ranga, divided into 4 syllables. Go Ra Ang Ga. So as we inhale, we say the mantra Go Ranga in the mind, and as we exhale, we say the mantra out loud throughout the entire length of our breath. Very simple. You don't have to force your breath, just breathe naturally. As you inhale, just saying the mantra, and as you exhale, just say it out loud, resting your mind, resting in these mantras, listening, hearing, resting. Let's give it a try. We inhale and we exhale. Inhaling, now saying the mantra Gauranga in the mind, and we exhale out loud, Gauranga. We'll continue this practice for some time, resting in the mantra Gauranga, Gauranga. Practice long, deep breathing. Gauranga. Two more long, relaxing breaths. Gauranga. Last one. Always, even I practice this on with you guys, but the beauty of this process, when I do it, I feel so much more relaxed, and if you are new to this process, then just this, if you take it into your life, you made some progress, you've added a little element of inner well-being in your life just by practicing this Gauranga breathing, doing even a work break while driving to work in stressful situations. Just take time out, Gauranga, you feel great, promise you. So continuing on, so idea is the meditation, the word meditation is neutral. When I say, oh, I am meditating, doesn't necessarily mean that it is for your well-being. The key is the object that you're meditating on. I might be meditating, if for someone who is, for instance, say, extreme example, someone who is depressed, for instance, they're also meditating, but they're meditating on that problem. They just can't get out that problem from their mind. They're in that, overwhelmed, consumed by those thoughts or problems, and that's what leads to depression. So what you're meditating on is what determines if it is going to help you or not. And so these mantras are recommended in the yoga literatures as the best object to meditate on. Why is that? Because these mantras are not material sound vibrations. It's not something like, when I say apple, orange, I'm saying these sound vibrations. But when I say Gauranga, it's different. Even though I'm using the same letters or sounds, Gauranga, but it's a spiritual sound. It's a complete different energy. And because it's a spiritual energy, by meditating on this sound, you are experiencing a deeper level of happiness. It's awakening that spiritual love in your heart, and from that you experience a deeper peace and fulfillment and happiness. So we learned how we can do this with our breathing. We'll do what is called with these beats called japa meditation. Japa means softly speaking, and so we are softly speaking these mantras using this japa mala or beads. And if you don't have those beads, that's completely fine. You can use your fingers, So what we will be doing is we'll be saying the mantra on each beat. Especially in japa beads, there's two aspects to it. One is there's a head bead below the tassel, and there are 54 or 108 beads attached to the head bead. So we use our thumb and middle finger to hold the beads, and on the head bead we say the mantra Gauranga, and take a moment to offer our gratitude and respect to our spiritual teachers for sharing so kindly this meditation practice with us. And on the bead next to the head bead, we will be using the mantra Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. So I'll say the mantra Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Then I move to the next bead. Say the mantra Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. And then I move to the next bead. And we say the mantra each time on the bead, and we continue until we get back to the head beat again when we say Gauranga, and we finish one round. Very simple practice. Let's give it a try. One key element to remember, that when we practice this meditation, your mind may wander away, your mind may get distracted, your mind may, different thoughts may come up. We don't fight with our mind, we just introduce our mind to the sound Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. You are listening to this sound, you are speaking this sound, you are engaging your sense of hearing and speaking, and you are engaging your sense of touch. So automatically your mind will start resting in it. And if you don't have the beats, you can say it with your fingers, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, and we continue, and I'll let you know when it is finished. So let's get started. I'll put some nice visuals on the screen so that it's easier to meditate. Gauranga, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, 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 Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, 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 Nitai Gaur, Haribo Nitai Ko Nitai Ko 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 Haribo Nitai Nitai Ko Haribo Haribo Nitai Ko Nitai Ko 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 Haribo Nitai Ko Nitai Ko. Last one. Haribo Nitai Ko Nitai Ko Haribo. Goranga. So we finish one round here. Now if you want to do more number of rounds, when you're on the head beat, you do not cross the head beat directly. You just turn the beat over and go the same way, or you just go in the opposite direction. So regularly practicing this is when you actually start seeing the difference it makes to your life, to your day, you know. Highly recommended. I will talk more about this beautiful process. So now we will be moving into the practice of kirtan. It's the same. We are still using the mantras, but we'll be singing. It's sometimes it's called as the joyful practice of meditation, because you can use musical instruments, you can bring your voices, you can sing, you can do it to your family and friends, and you are still immersing yourself, immersing your mind and senses in these mantras, and it's a very nice experience, you know. So we'll use the same mantra, Haribo, Nitaiko, Nitaiko, Haribo, and I'll be singing this mantra. You hear it, and it's an opportunity to rest in it, and then I'll give a turn where you can respond to my singing. And usually when you come to our centers or programs, there's a person, there's a group who leads, and then there's a group that responds. But we're in a live setting, so I'll keep singing, and I hope you're responding in your turn. So at home, I hope, just open your heart and sing. Don't worry about anything. Haribo, Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo, Haribo. Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo. Now it's your turn. Haribo, it's my turn. Haribo, Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo, Haribo, Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo, your turn. Haribo, Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo, 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 Haribo, Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo. One more time, Haribo, all together. Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo, Haribo, Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo. Haribo. I hope you're all feeling relaxed and settled. I'll just like to finish with some wisdom quotes from the Bhagavad Gita. I was just reading from the Bhagavad Gita and I found a very nice quote. I'll read it. It is from the chapter 2, text 66. One who is not in transcendental consciousness can have neither a controlled mind nor steady intelligence, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? I'll read that again. One who is not in transcendental consciousness can neither have a controlled mind nor steady intelligence. Without controlled mind or steady intelligence, there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be happiness without peace? So what is the transcendental consciousness that is being talked about here? That transcendental consciousness is the understanding that I am a spark of life temporarily residing within this body and I have a mind. In other words, understanding that I am not my mind, I am not my body, I am a spark of life, a complete separate energy than my body and mind. The mind and body are made of matter, whereas I am not matter. I am spiritual being, spark of life, a complete different energy, spiritual energy. And so, when we chant these mantras, which are spiritual sound, there is a connection. It's like food for you, food for the self, food for the spiritual self. And that's what, from that platform, from that transcendental consciousness, we can actually have a controlled mind and steady intelligence. And that would lead us to peace, and that would lead us to happiness. So, with that, I would like to conclude our program, and I will see you again next time, and we'll continue this meditation. Take care and namaste.